So we ranked 10 AI businesses by one metric, how fast they can print cash. My co-founder and I have spent the better half of the last 2 years evaluating different AI businesses that are actually generating cash, which ones have real customers, real revenue, and a real exit path if the founders ever decided to sell their business. So these aren't just vibe coded projects that founders set up today and then eventually just forgot about it, half built tools. No, none of that. So every business on this list has strong money making potential, and I rank them on one thing: actual ability to print money. Speed to first dollar, margin once you're moving, how much the AI does the work, its passiveness, and what a buyer would pay for it. So in this video, I'm going to be rating each one from S tier down to F tier. S tier means high margins, low maintenance, money coming in whether you like it or not. And F tier means you'll work constantly and wonder where the money went. You'll churn out every month, have to find new customers, new strategies, new angles, marketing techniques. But without further ado, let's get into it. Lego. So I'm going to start this one off with platform marketplace tools. And essentially what these are is you will build a tool natively inside Notion, HubSpot, Shopify, WordPress, Figma, is many different platforms, and you essentially would sell through their marketplace, and the platform handles distribution, so your customer acquisition costs stay low, similar to Airbnb. If anybody has ever listed a house or apartment on Airbnb, you would just list it and then you would get the eyeballs almost immediately. Customer acquisition costs stay low. Users don't cancel because the tool is sitting inside the software and they open it every single day. That means high retention, predictable monthly revenue, and high margins that hold because you're not spending to keep a customer. So, platform marketplace tools, I would put this in the A tier. And so I'm not showing logos for obvious reasons, but Numerous AI, a spreadsheet AI tool, Magical, workflow automation, and Bardine, a browser automation. And so these are just examples of companies that fall into platform marketplace tools. Yeah, A tier. I would give it S tier if it wasn't so platform dependent and you would have to essentially abide by every rule of the platform. So, platform marketplace tools, A tier. All right, so business number two, we're going to go with AI resume and job application tools. Boom. Okay. So with this type of business, essentially there's a big audience, low acquisition cost, strong gross margin on paper. The problem is the revenue pattern or the business model. So whenever unemployment rises, subscriptions spike. When hiring picks back up, people cancel because they got a job. So essentially, you're creating a business that, if it is successful, if you complete what you want to complete, which is essentially helping somebody find a job, they cancel their subscription, which is kind of wonky because it's doing what it should do. So these type of tools only really work for people that are out of jobs, which are essentially low on cash, which would essentially churn out in a matter of days if they're not able to successfully find a job. And with this type of business, you're tracking the unemployment rate instead of compounding month over month. Low price points make it even worse. So much competition in this market. You need a lot of customers to generate any kind of meaningful cash, and half of them will leave the job when the market shifts entirely. So for AI resume and job application tools, I will give you a big fat F, just like Timmy Turner. So some companies that are doing a pretty good job in this space are Teal, Kick Resume, and Resi. Check them out. And for AI business number three, we're going to go with a vertical AI SaaS with owner independent systems. Tongue twister, I know, but let me explain. So essentially, pick one industry, one customer type. So property managers, immigration attorneys, wedding planners. The more specific, the better. But must have like a large market size, a large market cap, because you wanna make money. So you would build a tool, an AI tool that handles something they deal with every single day, every single week, some kind of tedious task. And your customers, they pay monthly. They don't churn out because switching means migrating everything, and ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Margins are high because it's software and because the customer base is niche. Word travels fast inside that particular industry. Once the product works, it just works. I can see a business like this becoming $1 million one person business. You only need one person to run this. Essentially, if you have the systems and workflows down to the T, the AI takes care of most of the operational work. You just collect the subscription and figure out where you want to hide all the cash. Honestly, no, honestly, I would give this one, I would put this in the S tier. Very cool business model if you can nail down the customer client who you intend on working and intend on building for. So Billium, property management, Clio, legal practice, and Honeybook, creative business. Just to name a few. Yeah, S tier. And for business number 4, we're gonna go with AI customer support agents. So a business like this would be an AI agent that handles tier 1 white glove support for a specific type of business. Once it's trained on their docs and plugged into their help desk, customers rarely leave. So you're essentially, from a business owner perspective, that company would look like you would be outsourcing your customer support. The margins are solid. The recurring revenue is stable. Um, I think I want to put this one in the C tier. Yeah, C tier. Because honestly, getting the first 10 customers is genuinely a grind. I've spoken to founders in this industry, and in order to make it, you got to be willing to put in the work. Also, business owners are skeptical. They don't want to plug in to your tool without adequate reviews or some kind of built up history. Onboarding requires a manual setup, and without a clear way to reach your audience, you'd be grinding one deal at a time. So a business like this would also need some kind of capital, I believe, to get started. In order to like hire a team of salespeople, marketers to get the word out there. But definitely worth considering if you have a strong background in sales. There's good cash once it's up and running. It's just that getting it to that point where it's up and running takes a lot longer than most people expect. But some businesses that fall in this niche that are doing a pretty solid job. Tidio, Live Chat AI, Fin by Intercom, Support AI, and Forethought, Support Automation. Okay, business number 5. We're going to go AI voice agents. And AI voice agents specifically for local businesses. So essentially, this is um, you would be integrating your AI voice agent into their systems so that it answers phone calls. So specifically, answers phone calls for dental offices, law firms, HVAC companies, accounting firms, books appointments, answers questions, never puts anyone on hold. Local businesses lose real revenue every week from missed calls. And when you can show an owner exactly how many calls came in and how many turned into bookings, the sales closes relatively fast because the business owner is able to see like a direct correlation between when you plug their system in to their systems, and you can show them a dashboard of how much money you were able to either save them or make for them. Monthly subscription, high margins, customers almost never cancel because they can see the revenue it's generating in real time. I've seen people that have been able to implement AI voice agents in local markets and generate revenue on day one. Day one, with the correct systems in place, obviously. So something like this is fast to sell. You don't need a sales background. just need the ability to show a customer, hey, we made you some money. It's cheap to run, sticky as hell. Uh, I would honestly, right next to niche vertical SaaS, I would put this one right here in the S tier for AI voice agents. And a few companies that are killing it in this space right now: Blind AI, Synthflow, as well as Air AI. Business number 6, we're going to look at productized AI agencies. With a business like this, there's obviously a fixed deliverable that you would be giving your customers, such as AI written SEO content, AI generated social posts delivered on retainer every month at a set price, and the AI does the production. You manage the accounts, you manage the customer relations, support, and essentially you can run this business solo dolo or with a very small team. The margins are real and the revenue is predictable once you've got 10 or 15 clients like actually locked in. Um, with a business like this, I would it's a B. I put this in the B tier because there's always services component. There's always a services component, client requests, revisions, onboarding that keeps it from running fully on its own. Yeah, so it's not super passive, but there is good cash, just not passive cash. It's active cash. So you would essentially be working for this. A few companies that are doing a pretty awesome job in this space: Growth Bar. They develop SEO content. Everybody knows Jasper, AI copywriting, and Copy.ai. So for business number 7, we are going to go AI content repurposing tools. So what these are is essentially you would take long form content, auto cut it into short clips with captions. The demand is real, margins are decent, D for decent. Yeah, it's just decent. And D tier because the category is overrun. So many different competitors. Opus Clips, Descript, Video already have the funding, the teams, the brand recognition. Bootstrapped company, essentially you would have a very tough uphill battle trying to find product market fit and eventually essentially carve out a space for themselves inside this space. MRR has a hard time holding ground when one of the companies runs a pricing promotion. So if somebody like Opus Clips starts going crazy with the marketing, which they already have, then it's going to be hard to compete, especially on a paid ads perspective. Um, You can carve out a profitable corner by going narrow and defining a specific type of customer. So essentially a repurposing tool built only for real estate agents or only for podcast networks, maybe. But the generic version means you're constantly fighting for customers that a well-funded competitor can poach overnight. Yeah, you would really need a really solid marketing system for a business like this. I'm talking retargeting ads, um, email flows that try to get them back into your system. Uh, it would have to be a very dialed in client acquisition process. So, like I mentioned, some companies that are doing solid in this space: Opus Clips, Descript, and Video.ai. Going in with business number 8, we're going to talk about B2B AI businesses that offer some kind of annual contract component to it. Let me explain. So a B2B AI tool where customers sign annual deals and renewal rates stay above 90%. But this isn't as easy as it sounds. Something like this could be completely automated. Something like this could be automated compliance reporting, AI powered financial analysis, automated invoice processing. The category matters less than the contract structure. And with an annual contract money model, it means cash comes in upfront and sits in your account for 12 months, the entire year, before the conversation comes back up whether this customer wants to renew and continue working with a business like this. The margins are high, margins are predictable, extremely low churn. Customers are committed for a year. So they're far less likely to churn out than customers who are on a monthly plan. A business like this, I would consider A tier. There's some guys killing it in the space right now. Workiva, they manage compliance reporting, Ironclad contract management, and Lexi. This is a legal AI platform. Business number 9 is going to go to a sort of niche specific AI writing assistant. I'm going to stick this one in the B tier. So, grant proposal drafters, insurance claim writers, sermon generators. These sound like just AI chat GPT Claude wrappers. However, the specific person, your specific customer, writing the same document every week gets tiresome. Paying $50 to $100 a month to do it faster seems very reasonable. Why not? So a business like this has low churn because the tool saves them real time on real work. Low acquisition costs because these customers, these communities are easy to find and talk to each other constantly. For a platform, for a business like this, I would recommend going crazy heavy on Reddit. So being in subreddits, being a voice in these communities, you would be able to get customers extremely fast. So yeah, B tier because the price ceiling is relatively low and scaling means finding a new channel every time you tap out of the current one. So solid recurring cash, just not a huge big number. I would say any business in this space would be making on the low end 5 to about 10K per month with decent marketing. Business number 10, last but not least, we're going with the AI SEO platform tools. So keyword research and listing optimization built only for Etsy sellers or Amazon FBA operators or Pinterest creators. Focusing on these type of customers, you gotta realize that their income depends on their ranking and how they show up on these platforms. The communities where these customers live are massive and nearly free to reach. However, AI SEO platform tools, I will stick this in the C tier because the price point caps out at around 30 to 40 bucks a month. I've seen some companies being able to get away with 100 bucks a month, but they churn out relatively quick. And this space is getting crowded fast. So there's Baby Love Growth, as you can see on the screen, Everbee, Helium 10, Tailwind. There's a lot of cash here, but growing past a ceiling requires more effort than the margin justifies. And here is the entire list for AI business ideas that actually print. In the S tier, we have niche vertical SaaS and AI voice agents. A tier, platform marketplace tools, B2B, AI annual contracts. B tier, productized AI agencies and niche writing, AI niche writing assistants. C tier, customer support agents and AI SEO platform tools. D tier, AI content repurposing. No E tier, E for everybody. And F tier goes to AI resume and job application tools. In AI right now, building these businesses are overly, in my opinion, they are overly focused on the tech when they should be focused on sales, marketing, getting the word out there. And the ones that are actually focused on that, actively promoting the thing, are collecting subscriptions like Pokemon cards, like it's going out of business. Talking to a lot of founders in the AI space, one thing that I have essentially realized is it's not the tech, it's not the it's pick a business with a customer who has a recurring problem, charge them monthly to solve it, and let the AI do the work. That's the whole game. That's the strategy.